Confidence is about how you see yourself. Welcome to the Uniquely Confident Podcast.
Yo, what it do? Positive energy and good vibrations from me to you. This is RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman. And yes, this is another dope episode of the Uniquely Confident Podcast. I'm with my co-host and my homie and my business partner, Coach Mo. See what y'all people out there, Mo.
What's good, y'all?
Yo, listen, we got it back in the building once again for another dope episode. But you guys know around here, we got to do things in decency and order. We got to talk to our Father, and then we slide into the episode. So, with that being said, Father God, thank you for another opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for the oxygen going through our nose. Thank you for everything that flows through our body that we don't quite understand. We just want to say thank you because we understand without you, those things don't go. We don't move without you. So, this space right now and this opportunity, we are grateful to say thank you. Right now, God, we actually look over us as we go across the airways that we may be a blessing to somebody where they needed the most. Because at the same time, when we needed the most, we wanted to help. So right now, we want to be the help that we needed so someone else can benefit and go forward in their life and be prosperous and move forth in the life that God, that you've promised them. So right now, God, help us, give us the strength to do these things. In Jesus' name, we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Yo, Mo, how was your week, Queen? What's going on with you?
This week was full, and that's a blessing, but it could be hectic. So school start that was crazy. Just getting back into the swing of it because I had a month off for between this semester. Usually I only have like a week.
Right.
But had a month off, so I was working double, triple, 10 times on my business, and I had to, switch gears back to school.
Right.
So this week was crazy, but it was good. I'm feeling good about graduating. I'm feeling good about the next steps. So I'm
That's
excited.
dope. I'm so glad to hear that because it's like right now, like you're an intricate part of my life. My wife is in the final stages of her career as a teacher, and she's about to embark on her business. It's a really exciting time for me right now. Like I know you guys are in the transition, but just me watching it and knowing that like I've already transitioned from the 9 to 5 into full time entrepreneurship, like it's so exciting. Like just to see the both of you guys' journeys it makes me really really happy and excited for what's about to happen next in life. So
Yeah.
I think I'm super excited the fact that you about to graduate. I'm over here like I'm graduating. Like yeah,
We in there. Thanks,
I'm
bro. For
telling you,
real.
I'm
I
telling you.
feel like this is just the beginning, but this is a big triumph because
Right,
I've tried over and over again over the years, and I just didn't keep going when it came
right.
to school. So I'm proud of myself. So thank you because
Nah,
this
it's
is
dope.
big.
Like to go keep going in school. That's not easy. Like I
No.
actually ventured into actually post high school efforts and college of a year or two, but it's like I didn't really want to continue. And anyone that continues and really goes forth and gets that mark of satisfaction for themselves, not anyone else, I truly honor and I appreciate because to go through something and like you said before, it wasn't like you just went through this for a little bit. You went through this for a while.
Hmm.
You didn't give up, and that's what the part I appreciate the most.
Thank you, bro.
Absolutely.
How was your week?
Ah man, I feel like my week is like one of those, y'all. Everything that almost could happen almost happened, right? Like from like silly stuff, nothing catastrophic, should I say, catastrophic. Um, but it just silly things. Like even for instance, like this morning into last night. Anyone who drives a car these days with the keyless entry or the push to start, those fobs are not technically supposed to be able to be locked in your car. But they didn't tell you once the battery's starting to die inside of that fob that it's a potential that you might be able to lock your keys in the car. So I last night found out that you can lock your key fob in the car. So last night had a conversation with a few clients of mine, went to bed, and totally forgot, to be honest, that I locked the keys in the car because I knew that I would be fine in the morning. But I didn't tell anyone else in the house, right? So it threw everyone else off. But good thing my wife didn't even think to herself that she wanted to use the car. She got an Uber and went to work on her own.
Oof.
So when it was time for me to realize I was use the car, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I got to walk the kids to school. So it was one of those mornings where I was just like, oh, everything like this. Because as I'm walking back from taking my kids to school, my phone rings and the school called me back to the school for the paperwork that I had in my pocket for my son. And then as I'm running back to do that, right, my phone rings again. The people who are going to let me in my car are actually at my house. So I'm like, wait, I'll be right there. And I'm realizing I can't get to the house without stopping at the store to get the cash from the ATM to pay the people
Oh
because they need
God.
cash. So I'm like, oh. And then Mo calls me for this morning's recording of this podcast, and she's like, "Yo, are we on time for that? We got to be on time at 9." I'm like, "Yeah, we're going to do, we're going to do it. Just give
Oh
me a few
gosh.
more minutes." So it's been one of those weeks for me. But the truth of the
Yeah, you
matter is,
said
I'm
one day out the week. I know the rest of the week was probably crazy, but today was enough for the whole week.
Yo, Mo, this morning, right? We didn't even get it's not even 12 o'clock in the afternoon yet over here at Eastern Standard Time. Like, and this all happened this morning. So, like, yes, this one morning it felt like a whole week. But throughout this week, I've definitely had to deal with my son. Actually, no, I'm sorry, that's like dealing, but celebrating. The little boy is almost potty trained, y'all.
Hallelujah.
Yo, listen,
Shando.
hey,
Oh,
glory.
la, 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 la.
Lift your hands where you stand and celebrate the glory.
Glory.
yo, let me tell you. So it's been a fight with him. You know, you've been on the phone with me, Mo. It's a fight every time. Yo, you gotta pee. No, and I'm
Nah,
sitting
it
there
don't
with
be it
big.
don't be no like he mad. He be like, nope. Like with
It's
the
like
PE
no,
at the end, nope.
and like he knows it. So it's like now he's starting to feel it and understand what's going on. So it's like the other day he was like, oh no, oh no,
Oh no.
oh no. So I'm like, I know what that means. I grab him, right? So I'm running to the bathroom. I put him on the potty. He was like, this relief, like this sigh of relief. So now I know he's holding it now. He's trying to hold it so he doesn't pee on himself. So I'm like, all right, cool. I told my wife, I said, yo, babe, you got to watch him. Oh, so let's go back to yesterday, Mo. Even
Okay.
back yesterday. Part of the story, right, of how my week went was yesterday my power went out. Right? Like, well, this is going backwards now. So yesterday my power goes out. As I'm leaving to go to the gym, I bring my wife and my kids home from school and situate them in the house as I normally do. As I'm leaving out, I hear a pop, pow. I'm thinking to myself, one of these young kids is shooting again. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm in one of these neighborhoods where these young kids just let it go.
Right.
So I'm thinking to myself, like, well, knucklehead at it again. And my phone rings momentarily after that. It's my wife. Babe, the power's out. What happened, babe? The power's out. I think one of the transformer blew. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I heard it. I heard it as I was leaving. So now I'm turning around to come back to the house. I get in the house. My wife says, go to the gym. It doesn't make sense for you to be here. She calls my phone as I'm at the gym, but I don't pick up because I'm lifting. I answer her. I say, babe, what's up? She goes, do you know your son just came out of the bathroom from peeing on his own? I was like, what? She
Yay.
was like, yeah, like I was in the living room. I was in the kitchen cooking dinner, getting things out of the refrigerator so they wouldn't go bad and put them in the deep freezer. And I come out of the I come out of the bathroom. I hear the water in the bathroom running. So I walk in the bathroom and it's him. And there's pee in the toilet, and he's trying to wash his hands. So I'm like, how do you know it was his pee? So she was like, yo, the front of his underwears had the little drips in it. I was like, yo, he did it.
Big man. Yeah,
Really
yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah.
So definitely came home, turned up. By the time I came home to celebrate, thank God the power was on.
Okay.
So we had an awesome night to end the night off. So it was dope. It was dope to know that my little man is now fully potty trained. So we're only buying pull-ups, thank God now for the nighttime, so he just won't peel over his bed at night. Just you know what I mean? So we won't have
Take a
those
while.
nighttime accidents. So
That
I'm
nighttime
celebrating, man. I'm happy as a matter of fact. Now that I think about the wins, and this is a good part of the conversation for us, Modus, to start talking about.
Yeah.
We gotta think about the wins and celebrate them. Like it's about the receipts. Like had I just been sitting here thinking about how hectic my week was, I wouldn't thought about the blessings and the wins of this week. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So along with our busyness and it being hectic and crazy for us, we also got to celebrate our wins, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's the biggest thing I think I know what I have to deal with coming after I graduate, and it's
Right.
going to be tough. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy. I'm still happy that I get to have those issues. Like
Right.
I always say to you, I've been saying this for the past couple of weeks, right? Like next year this time, I'm
Right.
gonna be I'm gonna I'm gonna be frustrated because I'm looking up condos and like the
Right.
you know the the
You
real
got too many
estate.
choices.
Yeah, like or like the real estate agent is not moving fast enough. Come on,
Right.
buddy. Come on. I
Right.
know something like that. I'd rather have those problems. I'm okay with having those problems. That's
Absolutely.
progress. That's a part of life. So I'm looking forward to life and what it has to bring. Because that's what I think of. I think of the positives. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, that's fire because like like you know me, I'm with it. Next time this year, like I'm yelling at assistants. Like, listen, why are
Hmm.
we not here yet? What's holding us up? Like
Don't
I'm
yell
looking forward to dealing with
don't be
problems.
yelling at nobody, child. Don't.
Nah, like I'm not yelling. Like you know me, I'm not too much of a yeller until we get into that situation.
Excuse me.
Right?
Don't do
Like hold up. Like what we talking about? But like,
that.
I'm more so like I just want to get things accomplished. Like I don't want like if we like I've always had and my last manager tell you I'm the type of person where you give me something, get out of my way.
Yes.
Like I don't need you to in my way. I don't need you over my shoulders. Give me this task and get out of my way. I'm gonna get it done. When do you want it done? That's it. So
Yeah.
it's like I need workers like that's gonna be like that. I need somebody who's really really willing to do a task and just say, "Yo, listen, bye, RJ. I have it done for you whenever."
Yeah.
Cool. See you when I see you, baby. Like that's it. I'm cool money.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it
Right.
goes. I think it's gonna be a great adventure for
Yeah, I know.
sure.
The next year is going to be definitely full of excitement, full of fun, full of joy. These next transitions for you guys, like I said, is going to be phenomenal. So
Yeah.
I'm just super super excited for what the future's holding. But I'm even more excited about this conversation we're about to have.
I think he's even more excited. I got a secret to tell you. I think he's a little bit even more excited because he got a haircut and he think he cute, but it's fine.
I know y'all see me out here now. I don't mess around and cut some years off my life. So y'all better stop playing with me. I'm back out here in these young streets, and you see me. I got the hoodie on, so
Right.
just in case I need to get back in that real
No,
young
take
mode.
that hood off your head. Me.
More come back out here like I'm back in my young scrap days.
You see how they act? They get a little haircut. You see how they act? You see the cut on the side? You see he put a little joint on the side
Yeah,
too?
yeah, 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 yeah. I took
He
it back
think
to like 1990 something when I did that. I was like, yo, you know what? I was doing it with my head high. Let me live with it. But you know what's so crazy, Mo? It's like at one point in time in my life, I wasn't comfortable enough to do this. Like I
yeah.
wasn't. Yeah, nah. What? When I first grew my hair the first time, it was because we had moved. There was no barber around that my mother trusted. So my hair grew, and then
Mhm.
she just curled it, and I rocked with it.
Right.
And then like took me a long time to cut my hair ever again after that. When I went through a few years with it, because I was
Oh,
just like, yeah, I was so stuck in how I thought that I was supposed to be perceived. So
right.
me growing and cutting my hair now as freely as I do it now, for me is a sign of liberty and freedom for me. Because like
Yep.
I was so like held back by just like, oh my God, like now I look crazy to people. Get the
Ain't
fuck
nobody
out.
looking. Ain't nobody looking at your haircut like it's a
No,
problem.
right. Like and here I am in my head giving everybody else my power for what reason?
Right. Right. You know, we live and we learn. We grow.
Most definitely. And I'm grown now. So I don't give what niggas talking
All right.
about. Yo, but listen, man, we about to have this conversation about this high value stuff. Is it real? High value man, high value woman. Is it real or is it some bullshit? I just want
Mm.
to know. We about to talk this out because to be honest, we gotta define this, Mo. What is that? What is this high value shit?
I think it depends on what you value. Okay. It starts there.
Okay.
And that's why I think for some of us, the definition of high value man or whatever high value woman is off
Right.
for some of us. So some of us see high value as somebody of integrity, um, a great character, morals.
Mhm.
But some people see high value as a person who's kind of worked their butt off and got a lot of money, and they're desired. High desire is what they really mean.
Mhm.
Um, and to me, I think that The mistake is they're not conjoining those things.
Right.
I think that's the biggest mistake about the this whole high value man, high value woman kind of thing. They're not conjoining it. And that's what's missing. So a high value man is not just somebody who got a lot of money and he's highly desired and he's got a lot more eyes on him. It's somebody with morals, a great character, confidence, clarity, um, somebody who who values what he was put on this earth to be. That has to be valued too. Like somebody who's willing to stand by their word. That's a high value man, and a high value woman isn't just somebody whose body is nice and who's gonna be able to give that high value man what he wants, uh, looks wise, or like be quiet and make food, or be a
Right.
trophy, or whatever it is. She's gonna have some things that she's adding to his life, character wise, purpose driven, all of those things. So I think we just have the problem because we put one side here and put one side here, and they're both together is what makes high value, I believe.
And I'm with you 100%, Mo, because my thing is this: I've seen, right, and the truth of the matter is, I can point him out. I won't say his name because I respect his privacy, but I know a young man, and now he's not a young man right now; he's older in age right now, but a man that was a millionaire, that is a millionaire, his family's of money, at one point in time was literally sleeping under one of our bridges in my hood.
Hmm.
So was he high value when he was sleeping under that bridge?
According
He's
to definition, he wasn't.
but that's what I'm saying, because his family prestige of money, right? At any point in time, he can literally get up from where he was at and go somewhere and clean up, but he didn't. So now my question is, based on the definition that we're seeing in our society today, of what a high definition, a high value man or woman is, I have a question: is the value based upon what you possess on the outside, or is it what you possess on the inside?
It's definitely material. The
Because
definition that people are giving out now, it's high value. I'm gonna say high value man because I think they call it something different for women. I'm
right,
not
it's some kind of new term. You know how these terms are, Mo. I don't know.
high value man. When somebody says that, that's material. That is material.
But that's messed up to me because I actually qualify myself as a high value man.
Right. I think that
That's why like these we take these words and
I
we
don't
do so
think you
many
should.
things with them.
I don't think you should. Before you even say that, I don't think you should. You should qualify yourself as a high quality man.
But
High value
as I
has something
do,
to do with quantity.
but no, my values, but like, 'cause like this is what I see the word values as. Like, what do, like you said earlier, what do I value? My values are my principles and my morals, what I stand on, like who I am as an
Is the
individual.
quality of man that you are, not the quantity.
True, but what, like we said, values. So like, if we use the word values, what do I hold value to in my life? Now there are people who hold their money and their possessions as high values. To me, I don't hold those things as high values. To me, it's about my morals. What do I stand on? Am I a good husband? Am I a good man? Am I a good father? Like that's what makes me a high value man, because guess what? To my family, I am high value. I'm valued highly. If something happens to me, 3 to 5 lives will never be the same.
What about providing?
That's it. Even that. Like my existence provides something for them. So yes, my value is extremely high. Right? So like I get so confused with in this world we live in, that we put so much emphasis in things that perish quickly. Let's look at our other states, Louisiana. Them people are not worried about if their car is a Mercedes Benz, or if the interior is that cocoa smooth brown. They don't care about that right now.
Right.
What they care about is their physical beings, their health, and their safety.
Yeah.
That's all they care about right now.
Yep. Yep.
That's high value, Mo. Right now, their value is what? The thing we should be worried about the most, our individual well-being.
Yeah.
That's the value.
I know it's so hard to succeed. It is so hard to work hard and push past your life circumstances and things that happen that don't even belong in your everyday life, like you know locking your key in a car even though the car is automatically like that doesn't even go, that doesn't even match. You know what I'm saying? Like your
Right.
day was not supposed to consist of running back and forth because you had to deal with that, but it happens. So I know things make life harder. And for a person to be able to overcome those things and build resilience and still stand strong in their morals and have a good character, um that's way more valuable than somebody who can make money fast and easy, because I always look at the fact that money comes and goes. There were billionaires last year that are now dead broke because they
Fact.
invested in something and it busted, however it went. But if they got their mind right and their character, their code is stuck on grinding past and getting through and resilience, they're
Mhm.
gonna get those billions back. They're gonna get that billion back. Um, and that's a high value. Uh, Speaking just from to men, like as a woman, that's a high value man. Somebody who you meet, who just has a bunch of money. Money comes and goes. And here's the other way I think of, so that doesn't mean that I need to value you. Oh, I got a lot of money, so you got to do things the way that I want it done, or else. Like, all right, you got the right, you got the right one
On God.
on Jesus Christ. Okay,
I'm telling you.
so but the ending thought of that for me is I don't value possessions or materials because it comes and goes. You can't even bank on your health.
Facts.
Okay, as healthy as you think you are today, you can go to the doctor tomorrow and they tell you are at stage 4
Right.
and you got 6 months to live,
On
and you
facts.
really got 4 months to
Crazy
live.
things have happened. Right.
Okay, so, and not you, but in
Yeah,
general, a
yeah, yeah,
person,
yeah,
because
yeah.
we don't
I
we
don't receive
don't speak those things. Okay,
it.
uh,
I don't receive
right.
it.
So even down to your own body will forsake you. You think
Right.
money's not going to run out your account? You think your possessions not going to break down? You think that the house is not going to go up in flames? You think that you really own something because you got a couple things? No way. I look at people. I look at my parents. My mother, she had me, and she did not know 12 years later she was going to die.
Right.
No idea. You understand? My father, he worked hard on his life. He did not know at 66 he was gonna have to deal with illness that put him into retirement.
Right.
Now he has to figure it out. You understand what I'm saying? He your body, your materials, those will all fail you. They will not last forever. But who you are on the inside is what of value. And
And
that can get you all the material things that you need if
and
you
that's what I'm
carry
about
that.
to say. I was about to say the same thing. Like what we don't realize is the things that we don't hold high value are those things are the things that are going to move us forward in life.
Right.
Like it's so crazy that we call a lot of things that we misvalue, like the soft skills of interacting with people, right?
Mhm.
The being able to look someone in their eyes, to be able to have a conversation going back with someone. We take those things for granted, but that's the essence of life. That's how stories were told. That's how generations and medications have been went down through generations, because we had conversations. We sat around and listened to stories from our older people. We listened and we had communication. And how those things transpired because one was willing to tell us and one was willing to listen.
Yeah, I
And
like that.
if we can't hold those as high values, right? If we can't celebrate those as things as to be celebrated, and not so much the dollar, then we're going to be in trouble. Because like right now, a lot of the lessons that we got to we were supposed to be passed down to us, we're learning in books, right? There's a lot of things that we were supposed to be told and shown weren't as high value to our prior generations. So now the things that we know we need to move forward in life, we're finding in books in the information age that we're in. But we got to understand, if we want to move forward and really do it effectively, we can't be worried about these so much of our dollars, except for we got to worry about what we're doing as impact. What are we standing on as individuals? What are our principles and morals? A lot of my guys, I'm gonna be very transparent on this podcast. 90% of the guys I coach, that's a part of their problem. They don't know what their morals are. They don't know what their values are. So they're taking their definition of high value from somewhere else and shooting after it. So
Yeah.
imagine that.
The women that I work with, they deal with not knowing their worth. They not knowing how like the shit they are.
Right.
I don't usually
Facts.
say too many cusses, but
Right.
you the shit, and you don't realize it because of the circumstances or experiences you've gone through, maybe with men, maybe with um your mom, your aunts, like your elders, because some women are just so nasty to each other. I don't know, and they down they daughters and their nieces and stuff. So they don't understand, like, oh no, 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 it don't work like that.
Right.
Like you the bomb, like
Right.
you're this, and you get to be your own
Right.
superhero. Like you have
Right.
the you have the choice. It's there to be your own
Opportunity.
hero, and really, yeah, the opportunity you have that to really do the things in life that you want, and you can own it. You have
Right.
the right to own it, and that's value. That's value. So yeah, I think that we absolutely have to re I think it's our duty to reconstruct
Mhm.
what high value means,
Right.
man or woman. I think that that's something that we need to really speak about over and over and over again, because I think that the real high value men and women don't realize who they are.
Yo, you know what's so crazy, Mo? And as you sit here, as you saying that, I got a few homies, right? And I'm in the shout out to the brotherhood. Y'all already know all the kings out there. I appreciate y'all. I'm in a group of very successful black men, right? Like, I mean, like, 7, 8 figure earners, pretty decent dudes. Um, and we have conversations in back chats, and we have conversations over the phone and live chats. And it's crazy because even when I talk to them about the quote unquote high value men, they don't even when I ask them about what high value is, they don't even consider their money as part of the topic.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Good.
Some of the most influential men,
Sounds good.
they don't even, like, when we have the conversation about values, they don't even speak of their money. Do you realize in the majority of the books too? Like, let's go to the books that we read. Think and Grow Rich. The last part of that book is about money. Like, you read the whole entire book, you don't get to the money part until the end.
Right.
So if everybody who has the money, right? Well, let's not say everybody, but the majority of people in my circle, should I can say, as we talk about the money, the books that we're reading, that the money, we don't talk about the money till the end. That should speak about our values. Why are we so worried about the money in the beginning of what's going on?
I'm gonna say you could um look at Diddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anytime Diddy talks about himself, I'm gonna say the first five things have to do with his character.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing he'll say is, "And I'm fresh, and I'm fly,
Right.
and I got money, and my diamonds is are sparkling." That's the last thing he said, because that's
Brother
a little
love.
add on. He put a little Harlem, little New York City on it, and he keeps it moving. But the first thing he said is, first thing he's gonna say is, "I'm love, I'm a
Right.
god, black excellence." Godly stuff, ownership. That's what I'm talking about, and I value my people. I love my people, my culture. Um, my mother
Right.
my mother is she taught me this. I know, so if we're really gonna talk, I really resonate with what you're saying, because looking at a guy who, he's not a seven figure You know, like he's a billionaire, a
Right.
billionaire
Yeah.
at this point,
Big Diddy.
right?
Shout out to Big Diddy.
Right. He's doing things and he's placing them in the right spaces, and he would be considered a high value man, but according to the definition that's out there, it will only be because he's a billionaire.
Right. And that's what's so
That's not
corny
it.
because we out here really making pretend like this money really means something. Now don't get it twisted. It makes the world go round. Like, and I get that. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, we making some money around here, and I get what money does. I've been where money has not been.
Do
So
you feel like money makes the world go round?
it makes things happen. It helps transitions fly. Like, it makes things happen. Absolutely. Because without the currency, we can't get things done. Like, it's a part of the barter system. You give me something for something. If the money wasn't around, we got to go back to cattle. And I don't want cattle's and
What's wrong with cows? What's
come on,
wrong with
Africa,
goats?
like you get mad or you can get mad at the fences
What's wrong
now.
with camels? Hmm?
I don't want them niggas around walking around my yard. I'm just
Well,
spitting
get a
in the
biggie yacht.
grass.
Hey, listen, it's good enough for
Nah,
some. No,
let me
it's good. Why ain't that good enough for you?
listen because I like my debit card. It's easy.
Debit card never gave you milk.
Look.
No, I think that that's even if we break that down a little bit, that's even a good example, because if you go to where my family is, my father's village,
Right.
if you bought, I mean, obviously it sounds funny to us because we live in the city, but if you bought my uncle 3 cows right now, that's the equivalent of giving us 100K.
Shoot.
You understand? Because
Right.
of what he can do with that.
Right.
And that's why I was asking about, is money the does money make the work around, because it depends on what you need. I
Right.
think that relationship and personality, man, you would get in some places with a personality.
Oh, it's a fact. That's
You
a
know what I'm
fact.
saying? With that get the gab, that I feel like sometimes they get you in places more than money do.
No question. No, because
But
I ain't got the millions, and I shouldn't like the truth of the matter is I shouldn't even be in the group that I spoke about earlier. If it was up to the money, right? Like,
Mhm.
if it was up to the value of money, I couldn't be qualified to even be in the group with these men. The truth
Right.
of the matter is, I'm not no 7-figure earner.
Right.
I'm getting close to that 6, but I'm not nowhere near no 7 or 8. And these are multimillionaires. I'm talking about. I'm talking about men with influential power to move things happen and make things move with a big bank. And if it was all about the money, I wouldn't even be able to have it and be in the same room or conversation with these men.
Mhm.
But it's not about that. It's about integrity. It's about mindset.
That's it.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's about the confidence that you have from understanding who you are.
Mhm.
Like, yo, do you know that literally I'm going to be coaching one of those guys in that group that I talked about? I'm going to be coaching one of the guys that I just finished talking about, a multimillionaires in character and confidence building. Why? Because it's not about his money. He was intellectual and be able to take advantage of opportunity to put him in the position he's in right now. But that doesn't negate the things that he has to go through in life like everybody else.
That's it.
You see what I'm saying? So what is your values? What are your values? Because that's what you can really start in setting the barometer. Because me personally, my barometer is not set around money
Mhm.
for my values. It's not.
No.
It's how does my family feel about me? That's where my values lie at. Like, what does the people around me say about me? When I close my eyes for the final time, what will y'all say about me? That's what I'm making sure that when I close my eyes, that the work that I've done, the lives that I affected, the people I've been around can speak high praises of me. That's
Mhm.
what I'm living for. I'm not living for the fact that I know, don't get it twisted. I'm going to be a billionaire. I'm saying it out loud. Yeah, I'm going to be a billionaire, but I'm not living just for that income. I'm living for the impact as well.
And you know what? I feel like that's the that's the extrovert's way of looking at it too. Like the people around me, if they love me, or they how they. But for
That's my
me as
I
an
me too.
introvert, yeah, for me as an introvert in a very low I feel like that's joint is all relative. You can love somebody with your heart and have disappointed them, and they don't like you no more by the time you go on out this world. For
Oh,
me, is did I do what I said I was gonna do?
mhm.
more than I didn't.
Right.
That's when I close my eyes, I want to be able to say, uh 75% of the time I did what I said I was gonna do, and 15 I didn't make it. But at least I tried. You know what I'm saying? Like I need the percentage of follow through to be higher than, falling
Right.
through. That's my biggest thing. Whether or not the people around me respect it, that's that's relative to how they see life, not the character and my integrity on the inside. But it matters that I do the right thing.
Right.
It matters that I do the right thing. Um, and that is what makes me a high value or independent woman, or whatever they call it. I don't. Here's a question I had.
What's up?
Okay. So the guys that are in the group with you,
Yeah.
are most of them married?
Huh?
Are most of the guys in the group with you, are they married? Like percentage wise.
Let's see. Let me think. One, two, three. So I would say half.
Half of them are married. Okay. Were those men who are married, were they rich when they met their wife? Or
Question.
did they get money after they were married?
Mm. I know for a fact, James, he's been with his wife since the beginning of time. So they went through high school together. Shout out to my man James Penn. He's a phenomenal dude. Travis, he was with his wife for a very long time as well. So that was before his bag. He just ran into his millions. Um, Shout out to him. He was on the podcast, as a matter of fact, episode 2. Shout out to my man Travis Believes. He came through and blazed the stage. Um, who else? Corey. Corey actually came to, and Corey, as a matter of fact, was on this very stage as well, episode 3. He's another high value individual, and he just got married recently, remarried. So you can say he got married the money before he got where he's at right now.
The
Married
first wife
currently.
too?
Um, I believe so. I believe he was making the money in the process of earning the money with his first wife. If I'm not mistaken. Um, well, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100%.
Uh-huh.
And that's just the dudes I can think at the top of my head.
Right.
There's a few others that I'm personally involved with. My man Rob is not married. He's actually dating right now. Somebody he's actually involved with, but he's obviously had the money before.
Mhm.
But that's a good question, Mom. I'm actually going to present it to a few of them to see.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I'm asking the question because I'm wondering, with this high value they kind of put in versus independent women. They kind of doing it that way. Like independent women can't find high value men because they're too masculine and high, blah 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 blah. And I was just wondering um how it was broken down for a lot of the guys who are in that group, for them, if they found their millions with their wife's uh support, or on their own, and how do they see different, do they see themselves get into the bag sooner without the wife or with the wife, things like that. Because I think that I think that's really what they call it. They don't really call it high value woman. They call it independent woman or new age woman or whatever. I think that she's
Or modern. That's what they're calling it
modern
now.
woman. I think she's
Right.
getting a bad rap. I think she's getting a bad rap, and because she's seen as a threat to men. But imagine having a modern woman by your side.
I got one. That's
Yeah,
why I can't. That's why I don't understand this, Mo. Like
yeah.
I
How
tr-
much more value would you have
yo,
with that woman by your side? So
put it
why is
like
she
this.
a problem?
I
You
don't.
know?
There isn't an issue. Like I think the issue is within the man. That's
Yes.
where the issue lies at.
I
When we
feel
start
well,
talking
I feel
about
that too. But when the woman says it, we scorned, we mad. But I feel like
yeah,
you have the problem, sir, because if I was by your side and I was holding you accountable to what you said you was gonna do, you would be a trillionaire.
right.
I know that, sir. Because as a woman, as a true woman, That's what I was put on this earth to do. I wasn't put on this earth to test you, but I was put on this earth to hold you accountable as your helpmeet. I know
Yeah.
that, but that doesn't mean that I need to be sitting in the house barefoot and pregnant in
Right.
order to pay attention to you. I need to know the values of having business, of working hard, of taking care of the things around me and holding them to a high regard so that I can support you in doing that as well. That's what I think a modern woman does.
Yo, a modern woman to me is my woman to the T, right?
Mhm.
She gets up every single day. She goes after it. She goes after what she wants. Like, let's not get this twisted. I asked my wife, "Is this what you want to do in life?" And she was very clear to me. I went to school for this. I like being a teacher. This is what I find this is my success. This is my success in life. This is what I'm going to do. So she made that very clear to me. Who am I to stand in the way of that? Now, did I want her to stay home? Of course I did. Especially at the time of, like, things are different. I was doing different things. But and how things have transpired and where we are now in life, she's been more helpful to me now than I've ever could imagine going forward.
Mhm.
I could have never imagined this now where we are now years before, because I didn't know what I know now.
Right.
And it's like, yo, we say high value for a high value modern woman, right? It's like she goes to work, comes home, is a phenomenal mother, outstanding wife. What more are we asking from? What more am I supposed to ask from her?
And she's an individual. I
Like,
don't know no man in this world except for somebody who needs to work with you on their character and their confidence that wants a woman who's not an individual, who doesn't think for herself, who
period.
doesn't care about her own feelings, about her own, who doesn't have her own thoughts, who forms her own opinions about life. I don't know a real man, high value or whatever they're calling a man who doesn't have a lot of money. They
Broke.
all want high value or mid value. I don't know. I don't know what they calling them. They got names for everything
What do you
out
say? What do you say? Extra value meal. Like,
here. Yeah, extra high value or extra value meal, um, or the dollar meal. None of them
right, dollar
want
value.
a woman who doesn't think for herself. That annoys y'all. I know for sure. Anything you can't even pick what you want to eat for dinner. And they annoyed. They make memes about us. So they, a woman who has her own identity. She
Yeah,
she should not be taken out of the running
nah.
for a valuable woman. Like that's a valuable woman.
And you know what's so crazy? What happens is, and this is what I'm really, I see this in society. We allow the negatives to speak for the majority, and then we speak to the minority as if we're talking to the majority.
Yes.
So what happens is we have this argument amongst people that don't need to hear it, and the people that need to hear it are not paying attention.
Man, yes, you talking true. Because with that whole person, hmm, um, you're not talking to me. I am
Right.
not your market. And that's fine with me. Like, why are you so upset hearing this person speak? He's not talking to you. Not
We
if you
get
don't
so,
value the things that he's talking about.
and Mo, you smacked it right back on the head. Because what are your values? Like,
Hmm.
if you're finding yourself getting frustrated, annoyed by something that either we're saying or someone else is saying, don't get frustrated with the person right away.
Yeah.
Check your standings, check your grounds, check your values. What do you stand for as an individual?
Right.
What do you believe in? What are your belief system? Because to be honest, that's where values start at. What do you believe in? I'm not talking about your spiritual beliefs and all those, because that is, yes, that is a part of it. But what do you stand on as a person? What will you not allow to happen as an individual?
Right.
Where do you place yourself? How do you see yourself? Like the intro of this podcast says, the confidence is all about how you see yourself. So how do you see yourself?
Right.
Got to
Yeah.
ask yourself these questions, man.
Yeah. I think, like you said, and I guess I would speak to, because I'm sure they would come across this. I will speak to the people who don't see things that way. Like, nah, I hear you, sis, but he got to have some money.
Right.
I don't want to hear it. He got to have some money. I worked hard and he got to have some money. Um, I'm not saying that you or I are any different, but I'm also not saying that if he doesn't have 100K in his save, 100K is not getting me nowhere anyway. I mean, it's nice, but 100K is not saying that you making money. You know what I'm saying? That means that you working for somebody else and you could lose that job tomorrow. Like
Yo,
100K is
100K is like
that,
you don't. There's no stability in 100K. It's a
right. There's
marker.
no
That's no real
stability.
money. Like our coach would sell us in a heartbeat. 100,000. Stop playing with them dollars.
Right.
Like that's not no real money.
So, sis, I feel you. But really, what we're really saying, oh, no, I'm not going to talk for you, but I am going to talk to you. What I'm really saying is if you're not a person who values being a provider, being a provider doesn't mean you have to make more money than me. It means that you have to have that spirit of not letting your family down.
Period.
Point blank, period. All right. I have my own traumas from my childhood, right? My mother got sick and couldn't help it and passed away. My father, if he wasn't who he is, I would have been lost. If he wasn't taking care of his family before she passed, if he wasn't a part of this family before she passed, I would have been lost.
Period.
Somebody whose provider is him. He wasn't rich, but he took care of me. I went to private school my whole life because of him, right? I didn't ask to go to private school. I would
Hmm.
have been fine in public school, but my father wanted a certain life for his child.
Right.
Okay, so he gave it to her, and he worked hard. That's a provider, whether or not he was rich. You know what I'm saying? So, sis, yes, we want somebody who's going to go to the edge of the earth and even fall off if he has to take care of us and our family. That's what we want. But that he doesn't need to be rich to do that.
And yeah, let me tell y'all something. You're looking at a dude who's actually starting to make some money in his life, right? You're looking at God's blessing, like in ways that I never could imagine. My children are being provided for in ways that I never thought I could possibly do. But what I'm saying to y'all is that this didn't happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
I've been with my wife for 15 years almost. We've been married for 6 now. When she met me, I wasn't the man that I am now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me and Mo have this conversation all the time. But it's about age and stage. So I'm talking to everybody where you are. If you're a young woman right now, you're in your 20s, you're dating, you got time. See a young man through. If you see his potential and you guys have a common bond and y'all want to work together to get something accomplished, stick through it. Now, I'm not telling you to stick through no BS. I'm not telling you to go against your morals or if he's running upside your head or any of those negative things. I'm not talking about any of those things because those should at this stage of the game go without saying. If he's harming you or some of those nature, you shouldn't be in a situation. But what
Yeah,
I'm
it
saying to
doesn't
you
have to
is,
be physical harm either. It could be deeper.
yeah, any kind of abuse, emotional, psychological, any kind of abuse, period, you shouldn't be in that situation. But what I'm saying is for the man that's like myself that just didn't know. Like I truly didn't know, y'all. Like I wasn't raised with a dude that was sitting here showing me his mistakes. I wasn't raised with a dude that was even showing me the right thing to do. I was raised with a gentleman that literally got up, went to work. I didn't see all day. He came home, he ate dinner and went to bed. That's all I know. So everything that I'm finding out right now is in game time situations. There's no manual for me. There was no mentor for me. So everything that I put my wife through, she went through because she's seen the man that I am now. I couldn't see this. So what I'm saying to you women out there is that don't be so quick to throw the man away. The ones you got right now, especially the young ones that you're going through what you're going through right now, go through it with him. Be patient with him because at the end of the day, he's being patient with you too. Believe it or not. I was patient with my wife through a lot of things. I'm patient with her right now through a lot of things. But that's what it's about. It's about the sacrifice of not things, but of your time, your love, your emotions. It's about going on that roller coaster ride of emotions with that person. When they're up, you're supposed to be up with them. Because when you're down, you're supposed to be down with them as well. It's a give and take. We can't get so caught up about what somebody has. Like, because if that was the case, my children wouldn't be here. My heart, like my two heartbeats that I love with all of me, would not be here if she looked at the money I produced and didn't look at the man that I was turning into.
Hmm. Yeah.
But like you said too, Mo, we talked about it before. At the stage of the game you in, we gotta ask yourself, where are you? But at the stage where are you also can qualify what you can get. Because if you're somewhere in life saying to you like, well, I'm sitting on my couch and a man's gonna find me and take care of me, I'm gonna have to go tell you to go holler at that dude Kevin Samuels. I'm not even gonna sit here and hold you. If you sitting on your couch and not doing nothing for yourself and just want somebody to come through your living room and pick you up and take you off on this chariot ride, I'm gonna tell you right now, go holler at Kevin. He got something for you that I don't have for you. I don't have the patience to explain what you need to be explained because
Yeah.
that's just not even reality. Like I get so sick and tired of it. I'm sorry. I get so sick and tired of just seeing somebody, man or woman, talking about, oh, they gotta have this. And you ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. What we talking about?
That was real country. You ain't
Yeah,
got.
that's my grandmama on the back end of that one.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I was gonna allude to because yes, there are women who are delusional. Oh, that sucks. There are women that are delusional and um they're
Yeah, I'm
pretty
not.
it's pretty clear, but there are men that are delusional as well.
Oh, oh,
And they think just because that you have a male you're a male that you're a man. You know, I love to say, my father always says, every man is a male, but every male is not a man.
facts.
And just because you have a
That
male
thing
private
that's
part,
yeah, that thing that swings in front of you.
okay, might not swing, but anyway, just because you have a male private part
Shots
doesn't
fired.
mean just because you have a male private part doesn't mean that you um that somebody owes you their time and their patience. Okay,
True statement.
you are who you are because of who you are. Okay, like we said, not because of what you have, and that goes for your body parts too.
Right.
So, and for women, just
I'm
because
about to say the same thing because y'all
you
y'all
are who
y'all are
you
something
are
else with those body parts. My God.
because of who you are, because of who you are, not because of
What you
what you
possess.
have. So, um, we have to be honest and true with ourselves. Do we want the best out of life? Do we want to make the rest of our life the best of our life?
Right.
If we want to do that, then we should know that high value means what's in us, not on us.
Facts. Facts, Mo. That's like the smack down on this episode right now. Like you wrapped that up perfectly. So check this out, Mo. At the end of the day, we try to leave things with solutions, right? How can we help someone right now that's questioning who they are and what their values are and where they are with their values? How do we help them right now with a quick word before we get up out of here? Of speaking, you speak to the queens right quick, and I speak to the kings of how they can understand what their value is.
Yeah. I think it's very much so what I was saying earlier. Understand who what you want out of life. You know, everybody has a vision for their life, even if they think it's just dreaming.
Right.
That's where you really want your life to be. Think of where you want your life to be, your vision for your life, and the steps it takes to get towards that, and focus on that. That will help you build your character, your confidence, your life that you want, and build your strength and your resilience. Focus on that,
Hmm.
and that is where your value lies.
Right.
Anything else will be a decoration, a, a add-on from that focus. You'll get money. You'll get the people who you want in your life, the friends, the loved ones, um, the lovers. You'll get all of those in your life if you are focused in on what you truly want out of life. Focus, focus, focus on your vision. I don't care if you're 45 right now. If you spent the last 45 years focusing on all the wrong things and you still have a chance to focus on the life that you have always been dreaming of, turn your focus and do that. All those people who get in the way of that will will uh, will disappear. They will evaporate. They will.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any space in that real vision of your life, and you will get all the things that you truly desire because you have high value for your life through your vision. So that's the way you do it, and that's the practical step. Turn your focus to that dream that you've been living in your mind, to living it in your daily life.
Right.
Practical. I know it sounds big, but it's practical. It's just that. Just that.
Nah, it's very practical because that's exactly what I'm gonna hit towards the kings. First and foremost, what you got to understand is what a value is. Do you even understand what you stand for as a man? See, a lot of us find our woman before we find our purpose, and that hurts us. Now, it doesn't cripple us if we don't allow it. So I'm gonna speak to the men right now who found their woman right now before they found their purpose, because I can speak to you clearly because I was there. Understand this: every single day of your life is something called the ability to figure it out. You gotta trust in it. You gotta trust in the fact that you might not know, and you don't have to know where you're going in life. But what you do have to understand is what your 2 feet are standing on, right? What are your principles? What do you? Me personally, I stand on my integrity. I stand on that. Like I believe it. Like if I say it, I'm gonna do it. I'm a provider, not in just financially, but spiritually, emotionally. Everything that my family needs, I provide those things. I'm a man of my word. I get if I say it, I'm gonna do it, and that's all I care about. And I can stand on that to the day I die. So everything else that comes around that, like Mo said, is flowers, it's decoration, it's decor, it's add-ons.
Mhm.
Because my principle of what I stand on is my core. And we all know this, the saying is, if you don't stand for one thing, you'll fall for everything. So I challenge you as a king today. Find out what it is that you stand on. Don't let somebody else's definition of their values clout yours. Don't let that happen. Don't allow our society make you start walking behind these stereotypes and believe that this is what you have to do or who you have to be. The truth is a matter, we all have different fingerprints. Think about that for 1 second. Every last individual on the face of this earth, from before you and after you, have different fingerprints. There is not one individual or two individuals on this earth with the same fingerprints at no point. You designed specifically for a purpose. And let me tell you, once you start figuring out what that is and what you stand on as a man, life will at that point be some of the smoothest things that transition you've ever seen in life.
Yeah.
But before you get to that point, you got to do the work. And like Mo said, these are practical steps because all you got to do is sit down and ask yourself some questions. That's the step right there.
Mhm.
Sitting down and asking yourself these real questions. Who am I? What do I stand for? What are my beliefs? What are my value systems? And once you do that, you would master the matrix to a certain extent. And your confidence and your character will be boosted to a level which you've never believed you can get to. How do I know this? I'm living proof. Mo's living proof. Our
Yeah.
lifestyles are living proof of what we're telling you guys. So don't let nobody else out there trick you or let social media got you walking around with your head inside of your hood because you timid because you think that you don't have high values based upon the definition of a crazy society.
Mhm.
The truth is the value that you hold value is that's the highest value.
Yeah.
Whatever you hold high value is high value. So with that being said, yo Mo, tell the people where they can find you at one good time.
You guys can find me at aspirebig.com. That is my website. You can find every single thing that has to do with me there. And I just want to leave off by saying building my mindset, business, and body to the next level. I owe myself a lot. Take that with y'all. Let it
Mm.
sizzle in your spirit, as Country Wayne would say.
Sizzle. Shout out to Country Wayne out there. Listen, kings and queens, this has been a phenomenal episode, and I'm so glad that we had this conversation. But guess what? Confidence is all about how you see yourself. Not about how we see you, because how we see you don't matter. It's about how you see yourself. But until the next time we see you, be good to yourself and the ones around you. But if you can't be good to the ones around you, that's okay. Do yourself a favor and get those folk from around you. Yo, this is RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman. And
this is Coach Mo, your #1 women's empowerment coach.
And this has been the Uniquely Confident Podcast. Y'all be blessed, because we will. Peace, y'all.